The Cairn Collective had intercepted an ancient distress signal drifting in the void between stars. It was old, far older than their empire, and encoded in a language no archive could fully decipher. But the coordinates were clear. A system with a yellow sun, a blue-green planet, and a civilization just stepping into the stars. High Chancellor Valek saw an opportunity. A primitive race calling for help. We will answer and claim them as vassals. Perhaps they have minerals. Perhaps they have labor. At the very least, they will kneel. The fleet arrived with banners of conquest wrapped in diplomacy. They didn't come firing, not yet. Their massive cruisers hung in Earth's orbit like dark moons, broadcasting on all known frequencies. "We received your call," the message said in a dozen alien tongues. "Your plea for saviors has reached us. We are the Cairn. Prepare for integration." On Earth, chaos rippled through governments, militaries, and living rooms. Humanity hadn't sent any signal, at least not intentionally. Linguists dug into the data, historians combed through deep space transmissions, and finally, a dusty record from the 1970s surfaced. The Arecibo message. It was never meant to summon anyone. It was a hello, a hopeful greeting, sent into the void on a whim. The Cairn, however, didn't see whimsy. They saw weakness. A delegation was sent to negotiate Earth's surrender. It landed in the Nevada desert. 6 spindly figures, each twice the height of a man, with eyes like molten silver and a smell like burnt copper. Waiting for them was not an army, not even a president, just a task force of scientists, soldiers, and one woman named Dr. Evelyn Hart. She stepped forward, hands behind her back. "There's been a misunderstanding," she said. "That signal wasn't a distress call. It was just a greeting." The Cairn emissary tilted its head, mandibles clicking. "A greeting is an invitation. We have answered. Your world is now under our directive." "Directive?" Evelyn raised an eyebrow. "You think you can just take Earth?" The alien's voice was a whisper of static. "Your species has no fleets, no planetary defenses. Your weapons are primitive. Compliance is logical." The soldiers behind her shifted uneasily. Satellites reported more Cairn warships arriving by the hour. Evelyn, however, smiled. "You really dialed the wrong number." She turned, gesturing skyward. A second later, the horizon bloomed with light. Not from missiles, not from lasers, but from a swarm of satellites, drones, and hidden arrays humanity had never publicly admitted to building. Project Aegis, a global defense network designed not for war, but for survival. The Cairn sensors went wild as comms channels filled with jamming, their fleet blinded by a planet that moments ago had seemed docile. "Primitive," Evelyn said quietly. "We learned to fear the dark a long time ago. We've been waiting for someone like you to show up." The first Cairn cruiser tried to deploy boarding pods. They were intercepted mid-fall by something the aliens didn't recognize: human ingenuity. Improvised railguns hidden in orbital debris fields shredded the pods before they touched atmosphere. The Cairn emissary hissed. "This is not possible. You are not classified as a warfaring species." "No," Evelyn said, her voice calm as the desert wind. "We're a surviving species. There's a difference." Reports flooded in from around the globe. Fishing vessels disabling stealth subs, mining drones hacking into alien signal relays, private satellites deploying experimental shielding tech. Humanity wasn't unified, not exactly. But when an intruder knocked on the door, they didn't argue long about how to answer. The Cairn fleet tried to escalate. They fired warning shots half a continent away. Experimental plasma shields absorbed them. They attempted to land ground troops. Entire landing parties disappeared into coordinated ambushes set by militaries that had been practicing this scenario for decades in secret. Within 72 hours, the mighty Cairn Collective, conquerors of a dozen worlds, found themselves losing a war they never officially declared. In the end, the emissaries were escorted back to their landing craft. Evelyn stood at the hatch, dust swirling around her boots. "You came here thinking we called for help," she said. "We didn't. But you came anyway. Next time, when you hear a voice in the dark, Maybe ask what it wants before you arrive with chains. The Cairn ship lifted off, its engines sputtering in Earth's charged atmosphere. Their parting transmission was short, clipped, and heavy with a tone no human linguist could mistranslate. Do not answer Earth's calls. Do not engage humanity. The signal was not a beacon. It was a trap of their own making. And in the deep black, far beyond their retreating fleet, other civilizations began to whisper. Be careful what messages you answer. Some numbers you don't want to dial.